All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have Majid Jami right here and BKO. Let's move straight to our next conversation. If the hands of time could be reversed, the outgoing General Officer commanding GOC of the 3rd Division of the Nigerian Army and the Commander of Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, will remain in Plateau State until his retirement from service. His time as the GOC brought the needed peace within the area of operations as residents now sleep with their eyes closed in crisis-affected communities in the state. Now let's share the story of the leadership of Major General Abubakar at the division by TVC News senior reporter Funam Joshua with you.
On July 8, 2023, Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar was introduced as the 48th General Officer commanding the 3rd Division of the Nigerian Army and Commander Operation Safe Haven. Upon assumption of office, General Abdulsalam Abubakar thanked the leadership of the Nigerian Army for finding him worthy and entrusted with the responsibilities of superintending the 3 Division and Operation Safe Haven. His first charge was to the personnel of the division and residents to accord him the needed support to surmount the insecurity bedeviling the joint area of operation. Before his assumption of office, local government areas like Mangu, Bokos, Barkiladi, Riom, Bassa and Wasi were affected by series of incessant invasion by gunmen suspected to be bandits. The kinetic approach to all threats to national security has been one of the major methods used in tackling insecurity by the military in decades. However, Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar decided to try something different by introducing a workable non-kinetic engagements to tackle insecurity. Apart from his military duties, the outgoing GOC ventured into series of developmental projects across crisis-prone communities. The December 2023 Christmas Eve invasion of over 20 communities in Mangu, Bokos and Barkiladi council areas, as well as the January 24 ethno-religious crisis in Mangu town, were well managed following the new non-kinetic measures introduced by Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar.
This man deserved a presidential award because of what he has done in the state, that now we can go to sleep with our 2 eyes closed. Ever since this man came to Plateau, there have never been a single petition against him. We have never written anything against him because what? He has come without taking bias. He was very, very objective in his operation. He didn't abuse any human rights issues in the state. He makes sure that rights of citizens are protected. Not only that, that citizens enjoy their rights. He makes sure that the territorial integrity of Nigeria is defended and protected. And that is what the man demonstrated in the state.
I will tell the world categorically that the day he stepped his foot on our land, up to the moment I'm making this video, we have not experienced any major attack from any invader. It has only been some of these isolated killings here and there. But the attack stopped.
The leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria and that of the Jamaatul Nasrul Islam agreed that the zeal, passion and dedication of General Abubakar towards restoring peace to all crisis communities within its jurisdiction has never been witnessed in the state.
One of his strategies he used was he was using a lot of stakeholders from those areas. He will bring us together, listen to us. When they listen to us, we profile solution, and then they swing into action. Major General Abdulsalam worked so hard that it got to a point that I can tell you we forgot other work that other generals have done. We tell you he has done well, and we're so proud of him.
He's one person that has made a remarkable impact in terms of engaging the communities, and that has helped a lot in dousing tension. Where there were issues, of course, it was amicably resolved through his efforts and constant participation.
With barely 5 months in Plateau as a GOC and Operation Safe Haven commander, the incessant attacks and killings in Miangu community of Bassa Council area that lasted for years was brought under control following his non-kinetic approach to the situation. Stakeholders in Just North, A council area that also had their own share of the violent situation in the state are of the view that the relative peace in the area was achieved through the workable initiative introduced by General Abubakar Abdulsalam.
Since he came to Plateau State, the challenges we are facing has drastically diminished. And not only that, he brings us together, we become brothers keepers.
Criminals, bandits, kidnappers, armed robbers, gun runners, drug dealers with large and different types and sizes of arms and ammunition, drug and other items were recovered, which made it possible for economic stability on the plateau. Businesses in Plateau State have improved as well as the economy, bringing in stability in both government and private sector.
We came across when we were talking about empowering the officers, and this man did a lot for the officers in training with passions. I have never come across such a leader that has these passions about life after retirement for his officers.
This media briefing is the last for General Abdulsalam Abubakar as his tenure in Plateau State comes to an end, but he is happy leaving the state with insecurity reducing with about 65%.
The challenges that we have faced as security agencies are quite numerous. However, on the tactical side, the major challenge is the terrain, which is mountainous in some areas like you all know on the plateau, with ravines in other areas. And this restricts the movement of both troops as well as our equipment. And we have made efforts in this regard to overcome this challenge by using specialized equipment and special forces personnel to conduct deep operations into the hinterland. I'm glad to report that in 2024 alone, we recovered a total of 476 small and light weapons, about 13,530 rounds of different calibers of ammunition, and we also dismantled 23 illegal weapon manufacturing factories. Also, about 137 gun runners were arrested. I dare say that this record is the highest in all the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation. A look at the statistics, for instance, for the year 2024, revealed that incidents of violence on the plateau reduced by an impressive 65% as compared to previous years. So we have done quite well.
His last critical stakeholders meeting was overshadowed by applause, commendations, and goodwill messages.
And I also tell you that we really enjoy your style of leadership.
God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Wherever you go, God will bless you.
Congratulate all the soldiers and the officers.
From Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
Okay, PK, looking at all of the good things, some of the respondents have been talking about Major General Abubakar. How will you describe his tenure, as the GOC 3 Division and also as well as Commander of Operation Safe Haven to you? How would you describe it?
He performed extraordinarily well. When you're covering security, statistics play a big part in your judgment. The way they were killing people in Plateau State came down drastically because the non-state actors enjoyed a free reign. They were killing our people. Look at what happened Christmas Day 2023. Look at what happened. It never happened again until General Abubakar Abdulsalam left the state. He left the security of Plateau State much better than he met it, and that's how you know an excellent general. And I like working with excellent generals. Before he got there, we knew what was happening. We saw the progress that was made. I was in Plateau State for the Nigerian Army Day celebration. We were moving around, even at night. Without security, we were moving around. It was cold, but we were moving around. And everyone, look, if you go to the streets of Jos, just do an interview. they will be saying the same thing that the people in this story were saying. And a lot of them were saying this is the best GOC that they've seen.
And they've had other GOCs.
We've had, look, even our president, former president, Buhari was GOC in that division.
Really?
Yes. Most of the GOCs, apart from, I think, President Buhari, who belonged to S&T, Supply and Transport.
Okay.
They've always been armored officers.
Okay.
Yes. We have Lanrewaju, even the current Chief of Policy and Plans, General Ibrahim. The current Chief of Policy and Plans in the Army was
also
GOC in that place.
Okay.
So they've had a lot of very good officers. But a lot of people will say, look, this guy stands out like a midget in a room, like a giant in a room full of midgets. So that's the kind of officer that he is. And I'm happy they've also given him a good portfolio now where he can be very much involved in training. He's the Deputy Commandant of the National Defense College in Abuja, and is combining that with Director of Studies.
Okay.
That is testament to the confidence that the Chief of Army Staff has in him.
You can pass the knowledge along.
Yes,
as well.
that is where they train people.
Exactly.
Going, to the rank of brigadier, for example, and all the services are involved. So those who are going to get to the rank of Commodore in the Navy, Air Commodore in the Air Force, and Brigadier General in the Army, is now in charge of their training. So he will be able to impart
the knowledge.
Yes, the knowledge that he
and
has about how to handle these situations. And customs, immigration, road safety, all of the armed forces, they also send people, to that school, the war college, so that the defense college, so that they can be trained sufficiently. He's excellent in field operations as well as the tactical side of the work. And I think one of the best decisions that the Army made was to not have different commanders for the special task force and the command. Now, he was commander of both operations, Safe Haven, as well as the 3rd Armored Division.
Okay.
It's the same thing that we have in Kaduna now. The commander one div is no longer one mechanized, just one div. The commander one div is also the commander of the special task force. The same thing in 8th Division in Sokoto. So that way, there is no dichotomy. So they will be focused on dealing with the enemies of the Nigerian state.
That's brilliant.
Yes, so they will be focused. There is nothing like divided loyalty and all that. So, and they are doing well. In Kaduna, you cannot fault the GOC and his excellent officers. They are doing. I interacted with them. We went together to those dangerous places. So I can attest to the fact that they are doing very well. Abdulsalam has completed his tour of duty and he passed with excellent grades. He passed in every sector of his work. He passed in flying colors, and I'm really proud of him. I'm happy for him. I can only pray that God will stand by him so that he can still be much more useful to the Nigerian state. And the people of Plateau State are also very grateful.
Very grateful. Exactly. So, MJ, BKO said that there are lots of generals that have passed through that division, but he stands out. He must have done something different. And also, the person he passed the baton to, he has the work cut out. He has a big shoe to fill, don't you agree?
Yeah,
interestingly, they are classmates.
Major General
Ilola is also a very brilliant officer. I'm confident that he will succeed.
He will succeed. He will fill that shoe. Okay.
It's like, when you want to impact and you want to ensure that there is, your actions are noticed. In his tactical approach, it decided to jettison the old way of brute force, which is the kinetic approach. So he applied the non-kinetic, which is, I mean,
so he made it both.
Yes,
yes.
And I know, like carrot and stick, psychological warfare, a lot of activities that, I mean, it's not basically the use of brute force, you know. So he was able to stand out, and you know, we've always been talking about strategy and logistics. He was able to combine all of this, and that is the result we are seeing. So in using the non-kinetic approach, he was able to distinguish himself. Now, on December 20th, there was an ambush on Mangu and Bokos in Plateau. But the way, I mean, it forced those characters to beat a retreat. Before now, they would have almost overrun all those two towns. I mean, they have been doing it successfully, but I mean, he was able to counter them, and now Plateau has been very peaceful. You know, we don't even hear of cattle herders crisis, of Fulani Hausa crisis any longer. He was able to manage all these situations. I mean, so I think kudos to him, and I give him all the credit for that, because he distinguished himself as a soldier and a gentleman. You can see all the tributes that, and the accolades that they were according him. I mean, it's like they never wanted him to go. No, you know,
if they had their way,
they want him to stay.
Overruled the chief of army staff.
Exactly. So kudos to Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, who has left an indelible mark in his tour of duty of Plateau. And I wish Oyinola, the successor, the very best of luck, because it's not easy.
All right, gentlemen.
That kind of record.
I think that in handling a tough operational area like Plateau State, General Abdulsalam has shown us that you have to be even-handed. In the past, remember what that one of those respondents said, that they never wrote a petition against him, because because the different contending groups will sometimes think, oh, this person is supporting
particular
particular ethnic groups, particular ethnic group, and not going decisively against the non-state actors, because he had ulterior motive. I used to read about this kind of complaints before now, that we reported some people to them who came to kill us. There was no action, no step was taken to apprehend them. Some of them were released. Some of them were released because of what is called vested interest. Once you make up your mind that you are a true believer in God, and that you have been given a mandate to protect everyone, irrespective of ethnicity, irrespective of religion, you are likely to succeed. When you talk about Plateau State and a lot of these states that are real flashpoints, people always complain that the generals that they are sent in the past were not even-handed. Some of them were working in tandem with the aggressors. So, and in my view, there is a need for us to continue to appoint commanders with good track record. I had a conversation with the CDS some time ago, and he told me these days we are succeeding because we are giving the job to tested commanders Okay. Those who had distinguished themselves
in
Borno State,
okay.
The biggest theater of operation in our country. Those who have been trusted and tested and trusted, that they are the ones that they are giving the role of commander. And you can see how well they are doing. Look at General Sarazo in Kaduna State and all the other generals. We had one General Okonko in he was commander of STF in Plateau State. He also did very well, at least before his transfer. So the point that we are making is, when you are given a role, the kind of role that this general was given, do your best. Be fair to everyone.
Exactly.
Be focused on the job of protecting the people. Not siding with any group. Once you have that in your mind and you remain professional, focused on the job, success will come.
Sure.
Success will come.
Sure. Now, for Major General Eitayo Oyinlola, what do you consider to be the most pressing issues facing Plateau State at this time? Now that Major General Abubakar is leaving, or has left, okay, in this regard, what would you tell him? What are those things you think that he should prioritize as a matter of urgency?
He has to sustain the momentum.
Sustain the momentum.
He does not have a choice. Look, there is a good template to work with already.
You don't change the winning
team.
Okay, don't change the winning
team.
Yes,
don't change the winning team.
Yeah.
Don't change the winning team. There's no point.
Don't change the strategy.
Yes.
Keep the strategy going.
If we ain't, if we ain't bad, don't mend it.
Don't mend it. If I ain't broken, don't fix it.
If it ain't broken, exactly, I was looking for. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. I was looking for that phrase. You know. So what is the point? And the good thing, they are friends and cousins.
Exactly.
So they will be able to relate.
And also exchange ideas.
Yes, and he will have his own ideas. You know, but as much as possible, the template that works, he has no reason to depart from it.
He can build on it.
He can build on it.
Even make it more successful.
Exactly.
He can give us, the reporter said he achieved 65% success. Nothing stops Oyinlola from moving it to 75 or 80. Today, when we tell people that, yes, security has improved in many parts of Nigeria, Plateau is an example that we can cite and beat our chest about it. We can argue with anybody that in Plateau State, security has improved. It's one of those states where you can readily point to the fact that security has improved. And there was even good harvest last year. You know, I went into some of the farms in Plateau State where they were growing Irish potato and all that. So, and they told me that there was improvement. So, General Oyinlola has his work cut out for him. And I said earlier, he has no choice. He has to succeed. That is one command where you've had great officers. He has to also leave his own name in the sands of time as somebody who not only saw, but conquered.
He conquered. Now, for this peace to be sustained, what should be the responsibility of the stakeholders in this state to make sure that this peace is sustained?
Yeah, it's for them to continue to cooperate with the security agencies, which General Abdulsalam enjoyed, and also for Oyinlola to follow on these footsteps, or even, and also build on it, because you see that element of trust, which BK mentioned earlier. You know, the moment they trust you that you are not going to take sides, that you are going to be very objective, they will be willing to have confidence in you, and also report those who are likely to cause trouble. And by so doing, I mean, they are able to nip some of these things in the bud. So that's why, I mean, it's like a win-win situation. The stakeholders, the community, and the security operatives.
But don't you think the army should punish generals or commanders who take sides?
If they have evidence.
If they have evidence.
Of course, if there is evidence.
Some of those things are difficult to prove.
They are difficult. You know, human beings could be terrible. I mean, they might just feel, I mean, I've seen situations where there'll be a false alarm, you get there, nothing is happening. Maybe a husband and a wife is fighting, they will say, hey, it's full of nail, and this thing, and you rush there, you discover that it's just a man who is having an issue with the wife. And you now wonder, so when that person calls you for a bigger things another time,
you might not want to.
You think it's crying wolf.
Exactly.
So,
all right.
I expect General Inlola to lead from the front because it delivers results. Lead from the front and make your mark.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Majid Jami, appreciate you as always.
Thank you
so much for having this conversation with us. Team Captain. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11 and join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now and God bless Nigeria.